Bulls continue their West Coast road trip when they take on the Utah Jazz tonight. Can the Chicago Bulls get another win out on the road against a shorthanded Utah Jazz team? We're going to talk about it all and more. Have some fun as only we do here at Chicago Bulls Central. But first, we got to play that intro.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host here, Haize. Make sure you guys are following the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go and get into this content for today. And it's game day as Chicago Bulls are taking on the Utah Jazz in Utah. The Bulls are in the midst of a 4-game road trip. This is the second game on that road trip, and they face a Utah Jazz team that is extremely shorthanded, missing their leading scorer in Lauri Markkanen out in this game, their leading block man and their second leading rebounder in Walker Kessler Jr. They're also missing their starting power forward recently, Taylor Hendricks. He's also out, and Keontae George, who's been starting at the point guard position, is also out for these guys. So that has now made this team shorthanded, right up to shorthanded with about how shorthanded the Chicago Bulls are, missing 3 starters of the Utah Jazz, but they still have more than enough firepower. They still got Colin Sexton down there who can absolutely fill it up. Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench. Chris Dunn for them as well, who's been a really good defensive piece. And then they got John Collins. John Collins is a very flawed player, but at times he can definitely fill it up as well. So it's going to be interesting to see for a team like the Utah Jazz that already allow their opponents to score to rebound the ball, the 6th least amount of rebounds do opponents have against the Utah Jazz. It's going to be interesting to see if the Bulls can take advantage of the weak defense. The Utah Jazz are the 9th best offense in the NBA so far this season, averaging 117 points per game. Their Achilles heel, though, has been their defense. They have the 26th worst defense in the league, allowing 120 points per game. So that just goes to show how important the synergy is between offense and defense. And the Utah Jazz just haven't had that. And because they're going to be missing so many of their offensive firepower weapons already and be a little bit weakened on that defensive side of the ball, it's going to be interesting to see if the Bulls can come in and take advantage of that. The Bulls team cannot play down to their competition tonight. So often do the Chicago Bulls kind of do that. They need to come in this game and play with that defensive effort and energy right the fuck away. And if they can do that, they can create that separation. The Utah Jazz are just a terrible defensive team, and their offense is going to be weakened today. So even though on average they have the 9th best offense in the league, this is not a team that should be able to keep up that firepower. But the Bulls have to lock in defensively. The first thing that the Bulls need to do is establish the defense against the Utah Jazz tonight, rebound the ball well, and then let the offense come to you. This is not a strong defensive team, so the offense should be able to come along for the Chicago Bulls, but they have to focus on defensively setting that tone first against this weakened Utah Jazz team and a well-coached Jazz team on top of that. So if the Bulls can do those things, they can find success tonight. Now, those things aren't far-going conclusions, especially with the Chicago Bulls and how they've played at times in the season. But if they can do that, they come in, they play that solid brand of defense, especially out on the perimeter. Do not allow the Utah Jazz to go off on three-point range for you against you. And then look out for Jordan Clarkson as well to get hot off that bench for the Utah Jazz. The Bulls can take care of those things while producing well themselves. This is going to be an important game, and I'm looking specifically for Andre Drummond coming off the bench as well and how Billy Donovan uses him. Since Christmas, basically, Andre Drummond is averaging 10 points and 11 rebounds per game. He needs to keep that up, and he can even have more than that today against the Utah Jazz, who are going to be weakened on that front line. John Collins can't do shit with Andre Drummond. He shouldn't be able to do anything with Nikola Vucevic either. And so if our bigs can come in there and take advantage of the weakened front court of the Utah Jazz, this is going to be a fun game to watch for the Bulls. So we'll see what they can do in this one, man. I got some faith for this team. They just got to keep it up, man. And you cannot allow this Jazz team to get hot for you. The Chicago Bulls have allowed so many role players to go off, and not to call Colin Sexton and Jordan Clarkson role players, but those are two players that if you let get in an offensive rhythm, it's going to be a long night for you. And so you don't want the Bulls to do that. If the Bulls can avoid allowing those two players specifically out on the perimeter to go off on you and then take care of John Collins, he's probably going to be their starting center tonight. The Bulls can have success tonight. It's not, like I said, nothing's a foregone conclusion, especially for this Bulls team, But if they do the right things, they go about playing the right way, we know that they can do anything. The biggest question is, will they? And that's where you got to look at coaching. That's where you got to look at execution of the team. And if they can take care of the things that they can control your controllables. This can be one of those games where we're really looking at the Chicago Bulls to get a little win streak going. And then you got two tough games against the Warriors and the Clippers remaining on this road trip this week. And we'll see what the Bulls can do against those teams. But you got to take care of who's in front of you first. And the Bulls can't do that if they aren't focused at all. It don't matter what they do against the Golden State Warriors. It doesn't matter what they do against the Clippers on Saturday. Take care of this game against the Utah Jazz. You already lost a game to a Detroit Pistons team that, was improving, but you don't want to have another letdown against a team that is a terrible defensive team. You just don't want to do that tonight, in my opinion. We're going to go to the chat, see how you guys are feeling about this game. Anthony Vargas in the building says, we need to play like the last game. Hey, see red. That's for sure. And that's something the Bulls can always do. And let's hope that that's the case. Kobe White, for real, getting robbed for MIP by a dude that only got better numbers because of Kardashian, cursed, fat ass left. That's crazy. I mean, when you look at it, right, by the nature of the term most improved, it should be who improved the most from where they were last season, not who's necessarily having the biggest impact, but who has improved the most. And when you look at it, when you compare Tyrese Maxey and Kobe White, Maxey has added 5.7 points to his game, 2.8 assists per game, 0.8 rebounds per game, and has a usage rate of 27.8. That's over what he did last season. Compared to what Kobe White did last season, Kobe is averaging almost 10 more points per game. He's averaging 2.5 more assists per game, almost 2 more rebounds per game, has a usage rate of 22.7. To me, by the nature of the wording there, right? And maybe I'm just being too literal, but if you're talking about most improved, Kobe White has gone from a bench player averaging 9 points per game to a starter, and at times your number one offensive option, the best clutch player in the NBA this season as well. And he's improved much more for what his role and his output was last season. And I know I'm a Bulls fan. I'm a little bit jaded, but to me, Kobe White should be the clear-cut most improved player of the year. But that's my opinion. Sucks we're getting closer to the end of the games. We let slip away will hurt us. We need that 8 seed. Well, we're not getting the 8 seed. So, no, that's not happening. It's just not. We're not catching up to the 8 seed. Now, the Bulls can hold on to that 9 seed. But, again, it doesn't matter. The Bulls, even if they do make it out the play-in, they're not winning. They're not winning a playoff series. So, let's sit back, enjoy the ride, and just enjoy we're going to get some type of postseason play. OTR says, yo, what's good, Haize? Hope you and the family doing good. Incoming Laurie 40-piece. Laurie's out tonight, brother. So unless Laurie, the only 40-piece Laurie's dropping today is Dunkin' Donuts and coffee because that motherfucker ain't playing today. Speaking of the Jazz, what do you think of Isaiah Thomas playing for their G League team? Listen, my thoughts on G League when it comes to like older players coming back and playing for the G League, like for example, what's the dude's name who used to play for the Lance Stevenson playing in the G League this season. I don't care. You shouldn't. If you're in the G League, Derek Favors is on our G League team. If you're on the G League and you've been a veteran in the NBA, that is literally only one step above playing for the Big Three. And the Big Three is fun. I don't mean to say that to like degrade the Big Three, but that doesn't really mean anything to me. We got Tay Hollins in the building. Says, let's go. Good win. Let's build off the momentum. Let's hope so, bro. Definitely hope so. Eli in the building says, could you imagine how popping these live chats would have been during the Rose there? Oh, man, listen. I really should have. I thought about starting the show like at this point because this show's been around almost 3 years, so it had to be like 5, almost 6 years ago. I mean that was well after the Rose era, but I really wish I would have started it then. Kev says, "Gang, the jacket is ugly. You don't like it? Send it to me. That's hilarious. Y'all should see. So look at the back of the jacket though. See the back. This is one of my favorite pieces, man. I love this jacket. Love this jacket. Yo, that fit is fire. Appreciate that, Bulls for life. Anthony Vargas also saying, love the hat and the jacket. Haize. Listen, I get it. Bulls are black and red, but every once in a while, you got to step out the black and red. Go and find you some alt color Chicago Bulls stuff. It's always fire. No Laurie or Walker Kessler. This should be a win, but this is the Bulls we were talking about, and so who knows what to expect from this team anymore. That's fact. That's fact. The jacket is straight blue flames, bro, but it irks me that the hat is slight darker shade of blue. I know, man. So when I ordered it, it looked the same, of course, on the thing. And it's like, so now you know what that means, right? I got to find a hat, the color of this jacket, the exact color, probably blue and white. I think I saw one, but now I'm worried that it's going to come in and be a little bit different. But The fit's still fire. We'll make it work. Haize with the cool blue outfit tonight, cool and sharp. Appreciate that, fam. Patch in the building says, I have a feeling Kobe got his shooting rhythm back after the Bucks and Kings games, and I hope our offense get easier buckets. And then listen, it's not just about that too. Like Kobe White's progression as a point guard, right? Also setting up and facilitating for his teammates has been huge this season as well. So let's hope that continues also for Kobe White. Hope all is good, Haize. Missed some of the streams for a while. Just graduated HVAC school and got a new job, so it's been hectic, but all good. But hope all good. Go Bulls. Well, Alex R, first of all, don't worry about the chat. Congratulations to you, bro. Congratulations to you for finding a new job, graduating HVAC school, man. That's a great accomplishment, bro. Can you name some of the offseason targets for the Bulls? Come on, man. We're not even in the offseason yet. We'll get there when we get there. The blue jacket with the Chicago script is insane. Where you find that? I got to get me one. That's too damn good. Where did I get this from? Where's my email? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I got this from Clark Street Sports. I believe that's where I got this one from. I'm pretty sure. I did see Kobe White go crazy the other night, but damn, Io was a great pick. So much development this season. Listen, Io has really developed very well this season. All over Bulls Twitter today, a lot of my feed was after 26 fucking years, the Jazz still think Jordan pushed off the longest streak of whining I ever seen, and it's never going to stop. Never going to stop. I believe Utah shouldn't be allowed to have a team called the Jazz. It makes too much sense. Jazz is probably illegal in Utah, at least on Sundays. Just give them an appropriate name like the Utah Magic Underwear. That is hilarious. That's actually pretty goddamn funny. That's funny. Listen, well, you know, they have the name Jazz because they moved from New Orleans. So Vern in the building says, Sup Haize, how big is Torrey Craig's return? KC mentioned about an hour or two ago that he's on track to return tomorrow or this weekend. They'll reevaluate him over the next few days. I mean, he's going to be on a minutes restriction when he comes back, but even Torrey Craig playing on like a 10-15 minute restriction is going to be really important for the Chicago Bulls. There were no first arc, I believe. They were in New Orleans. Oh, yeah. They were in New Orleans first. Hey, Brody, hope all is well. What's going on, MC Season? B Mace, listen, bro. Don't make me start talking about your braids, my guy. That FUBU jacket, nigga. Don't ever in your life come with that bullshit. I'm in Jamaica, but I'm not missing the game, so they better not disappoint me. Listen, when you say that they shouldn't disappoint you, that's when they do. So I wouldn't say that. What up, big head? Whoa, what up, big head? Me? That's what women say to me. No, what's going on, Chop? Glad to have you in the building, brother. What's good, Haize? Hope you and the family good. Let's hope for a Bulls W. That's from Jordan K. Let's hope so. Let's hope that we can get it, man. Wavehead says you got that shit on. I mean, listen, this is what I do, man. The show during the Jimmy D Wade Rondo era would have been bro. I would have been going off, man. I probably would have got canceled during that era. Definitely would have got canceled during three Alphas era. Damn, Haize, you just killed me with that back view. Let's pause, bro. Like, come on. Say back of the jacket view, bro. Like, come on. What we doing here, bro? Type out the food. Come on. What we doing, bro? What we doing? Oh, man. Not gonna lie, Haize, I've actually got a hat with the matching colors for that jacket. Send me a picture of it. I could Google image searching and find it. So you think you're fly? Oh no, I know I'm fly. Don't ever get it twisted. Speaking of the Rose era, Petty Roosevelt would have probably come out of you every game during the Fred Hoiberg, even worse during the listen, the fact that Pat the designer was live calling during the Boylan era, I always give him credit for it, man. Crazy. Are we going to reach 500 this season, or will we continue to push the shit uphill? Oh, listen, I don't think we're going to reach 500 this season. I don't think that we will. Brazil Popular says, what up, Drip? What up, chat? Let's get this dub. Steve-O just did a great video on some off-season targets in Chi-Town sports. Oh, you think I don't know what is dropped on my network? What are we talking about? But I know you're talking to the chat. But Steve-O did a great job, man. I saw a picture that the Jazz Wi-Fi name is Jordan pushed off. That's actually pretty funny. Yo, Haize, I'm going through some mental health issues right now. Could I hit you up on Twitter and ask for some guidance? Sure. Absolutely, MC Season. Do you see the Bulls Central video about the Bulls being the best clutch team? It was super interesting. I mean, I actually covered that first on my video that I dropped at 7 o'clock in the morning today. So I mean, yeah, I saw the Bulls Central, the Chicago Bulls, and I saw Jamal's video too. But I did talk about it first. That's all I'm going to say. We got Marcus Corn in the building. What's going on, Marcus? How's your pops doing? Tell them to call in on the voicemail. Justin Big says, my friend passed away and so did his mother. His mother gave me his red Windy City Bulls hat. I cherish it as much as I do this team. Bulls for life. RIP Ashton. That's crazy. First of all, RIP to Ashton. And yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I do not believe we can go 41-41. Yeah, it'd be tough to get there. It's not out the realm of possibility statistically, but the Bulls have to go on such a great run to really get there. And they got some really difficult matchups coming up too. Over until March 14th, we have the second toughest schedule in the league. That would leave about a month left in the season. So, I mean, it's not out of the possibility, but we'll see. Bulls just need to harass the power of the triple big back, harness the power of the triple big backs for an entire game instead of just the last five. First of all, the energy of the triple big back, I don't think is how you can win. Like, do triple big backs have a ton of energy? I don't imagine that they do, brother. I don't imagine that they do. So, I don't think that they do. How do you want me to send you the pic for the hat? So there's the text message and voicemail line, which is in the description. There's my email, which is in the description. There's my Twitter, it's in the description, bro. It's in the description. Even if you don't have social media, it's in there. I got a message, but those are the ways that you can get it to me, brother. Oh shit, I'm sorry, Haize. Always watching videos, but I didn't see today. See, listen, I told y'all, some of y'all, I love y'all because y'all fuck with me on the live streams. Y'all don't be fucking with the pre-recorded videos. And I don't understand why. This is not a live stream channel. We post daily content every single day for over 1,000 straight days. And some of y'all only here in the live streams. I get it. I'm more live on the live streams. I talk more shit on the live streams. But y'all just gonna let daily content pass you by? That's crazy. That's crazy. Thanks, Haize. You already know I got you, brother. Come on, man. MBS. I don't know what I'm old, man. Y'all be coming with these abbreviations and stuff that I think some of y'all don't realize how old I am. Like, I'm damn near 40. Like, I'm 37 years old. Listen, I'm almost dead, y'all. Like, I'm literally dying right now in front of you guys. And y'all be trying to hit me with them. I don't be knowing what the fuck y'all be talking about. I'm not even going in front of you. I don't know what the hell y'all be talking about with all these. Y'all be abbreviating. The new generation of people abbreviate shit that don't need to be abbreviated. And it just be like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? I don't know, man. I don't get some of y'all, man. I don't get it. But I'm old. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. What are your thoughts on slightly increased role lately of Julian Phillips? Do you think he can be that go-to starter for us if DeMar's come on, bro. We haven't seen nothing remotely close to being able to say he's going to be able to be a starter. Like, let's just be realistic in this, right? He hasn't even been a consistent bench player yet. So we got a while before we can say he can be a starter. There's nothing to show that. And don't forget, we got a Patrick Williams there. I think he's going to be the starter. And Torrey Craig's still in the contract next year. So if we were to move on from DeMar DeRozan, we still have more than enough. Look at OTR actually did find. Well, see, no, that's lighter than this jacket. So you got to keep in mind the lights. I have studio lights on this jacket, so it's not as light as what it looks like. I posted a picture on Twitter. If you want, it's closer to the hat than what you guys think, but it's not as light as that one. That one's a little too light. It's a little too light, but I appreciate that. Haize looking at the standings for 6 through 8. Have any kind of losing streak we might can steal a spot. I mean, the thing is that the teams above us, I think, all have easier schedules than us. So we'll see. I watch you. I already know you do, DN. I appreciate you as always. You already know. Exactly. Why are they allowed to act like they got some sort of music in them like New Orleans? They literally just follow an angel whose name is Moroni. Moron, really? Crazy as that sounds, not even joke. That is crazy. She just completely killed the whole state of Utah. That's crazy. Triple big backs have that dipped beef too. What? That's crazy. I always wonder why all the young guys got a chance to play, but yet Adama Sanogo hasn't. I think that they run the double bigs. They should give Adama a chance with the second group. He's improved a lot. Well, not all the young guys. Henry Drell really hasn't gotten a chance. Most of the two-way players don't get a chance. Ernolop only played 6 minutes before he was converted. Now he's played more when he's on a regular deal. So I don't think we're going to see that. And hell, we don't even play Drummond enough minutes, right? So I think that kind of plays a part into that. But I mean, I don't see them playing Adama Sanogo this season, unfortunately. That's just because of how Billy Donovan is. I'm just grateful the damn algorithm finally figured out I want to watch the daily videos for this channel. Well, you know how you can fix that? Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and then you can be notified every time I post a video. Now it's going to go off like 4 times a day, but at least you can get it that way. So Pacers play T-Wolves tomorrow, and we still have 2 games against the Pacers. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a chance. I just don't think it's likely. Triple big backs. I didn't even think we talking ball anymore. No. What's good? How's it going? What's going on, Horns Over Hoops podcast? Shout out to you, brother. Glad to have y'all in the building. She didn't kill the state. The GOAT did in the 90s twice. Hope they live in 80 to 80. Mad about it. Even poisoning Jordan didn't work. That's crazy, but very, very accurate in that one. Ion Kobe are learning to attract more. They're going to be dangerous. Attack is probably what you meant there. I agree. Listen, I talked about this a couple of daily episodes ago, is that the way that Ion and Kobe are growing together, right, is that, of course, Kobe's a better offensive player, but he's no slouch defensively. Kobe's actually turned himself out into a really solid defender. Io DeSumo is damn near close to a lockdown defender, but his offense has come up so much this season. And as a backcourt, especially looking at, I think people forget, I forget, right? I'm one of those people. Kobe White is a big point guard. He's almost 6'6". And then you have Io DeSumo there as well. That's a long backcourt as well. So there's definitely some potential for that. I still need to see more before I'm ready to say that they can be like a starting backcourt of the future, but there are definite signs. There's definite signs there. Dalen Terry's shot looking a lot more fluid, bro. You can tell Peter Patton has been working with him a lot. Yeah. Oh, if you go from Dalen Terry shooting last season to Dalen Terry this season, you'll see it's night and day. Like, he still has a little hitch in it. He still got some work to refine it. It's probably more so repetition getting that in there. But it seems like he's going to get it together. It definitely seems like he's going to get it together. So let's just hope that continues, man. But yeah, Dalen, for the people who try to write it off as Dalen being a bust or whatever so early on, I think that Dalen's going to make them. He's not going to be like a star level player, but I think he's going to turn into a really nice role player for sure. I would love to see Batum catch fire and give him some confidence. I don't think he lacks from confidence. I think when you see the way that he moves without the ball, and even on defense, I don't think Batum lacks any confidence. He just needs a little bit more opportunity to actually. Batum is a player that I think you have to run plays for, and I don't mean that negatively. As far as where he is right now, that doesn't mean he has to dribble the air out the ball, but run some off-screen plays for him. And I think you're going to see Batum definitely got some stuff there. What we got to do to get you on our cast, just hit me up, bro. I will. One of the things about me, I'm down for working with any content creator, especially we all love the Bulls. So you just got to hit me in the DM on Twitter and we'll work something out. I rarely get notifications for videos for some reason. I don't know why. All jokes aside, YouTube's notification system needs some serious work. Their algorithm, could you imagine YouTube with TikTok's algorithm? Like, TikTok gives you just videos you're interested. After you've been on the app long enough, they typically only show you videos that fit what you like to watch on TikTok. It takes a little while, but it gets there. YouTube's algorithm is still so hit and miss sometimes. Like why, as a Bulls fan, are you showing me Detroit Pistons podcast? I hate the Pistons. It'd be different if it was a day that we face the Pistons, but it's a random Tuesday. Why are you showing me Pistons podcast? Right? Why are you showing me Brazilian volleyball players' butt cheeks? I don't know why. I don't search for that at all. Not even just in any other app. Like, where are we getting this shit from? YouTube algorithm needs some definite work, bro. Needs some definite work. Yeah, I'd be thinking Kobe and Io like 6'3" or something, but they damn near 6'6". Exactly, with long wing. Well, Kobe doesn't have the long wingspan, but Io does have that long wingspan. My first Bulls game was with my church in 2003 because the old heads wanted to see Scottie Pippen. What was your first Bulls game? My first Bulls game in person. Man, I was so young. I honestly, I can't even tell you. I was young. Just like my first Sox game, my first Cubs game. Like I was so young going to those games. I don't even know if I was necessarily paying attention. There now, my first Bulls game as an adult, right? That like I paid for the ticket was Derrick Rose's first game back in preseason after his ACL injury. The first game back, the first preseason game back, I was there because I wanted to see it. And that was before he eventually went on to tear his meniscus. So there you go on that one. Dalen Terry's out for personal reasons this game, not that Billy gives him some run. Yeah, it's so interesting that Dalen Terry fell out the rotation considering Billy was playing him and he was playing well, and yet you stopped playing him. Like, I get it that Ernolop came in, Julian's been playing well also, but it's like, why stop playing players that actually were giving you solid minutes? We'll see. We'll see. Does it not seem like we didn't play as many of the bad teams in the East this year? I just went through the entire schedule and we only play some of the worst teams 3 times instead of 4. Well, keep in mind, so the in-season tournament kind of changed that a little bit, but you also don't always play every Eastern Conference team 4 times. There's a rotation. There used to be a schedule, like you would know your opponents at which teams you were facing 4 times in any given season, but I forgot the formula to that. I used to know that. If Io come out with the intentions of attacking, it's going to be a long night. The kid has been balling out, and I love it. Kobe and DeMar have to be on point tonight as well. I think it starts with Kobe and DeMar. But listen, Io's what kept us in that game in the first quarter last game. So, hey, everybody got to be on their P's and Q's. Yeah, Obi has been running the offense in the G League. Now with the Bulls, his role has changed. So, yeah, and that's so I think people they always say like, oh, they shouldn't be in the G League. Why they call them up, even if they're only playing 8 minutes, call them up. And it's like, well, no, if a player in the G League is able to work on everything in their game, right? Ernolop isn't going to work on facilitating being on the Chicago Bulls, but he was able to do that in the G League. Same with Adama Sinago, right? Same with Dalen Terry when he was down there. Like, those are players that are able to get to work on every single aspect of the game while they're down there. Now, whenever Adama Sinago is brought up, he's probably just going to be scoring mainly off rebounds, alley-oops, and off putbacks, right? And rebounding the ball well and blocking some shots. But he's not going to be able to do some of the things that he's been able to do in the G League, and he's hopefully going to be better for it. So your Bulls gear is elevated. You got a walk-in right next to the streaming station. Seriously, next level. Can you write your wardrobe off? You know what? I've never thought about writing my wardrobe off. Now, I can write my Bulls tickets off, my travel to Bulls games. I can do that. But I don't know if I can do the wardrobe. Like, would that count as a uniform? Is that how I got to talk to a tax professional? I wonder if that would. Haize be watching the volleyball. She's nope, I don't. Nope, I don't. Nah, TikTok is broken for me. It literally doesn't show me that my friends are live on my phone, but it does on my PC. I don't care about going live. Like I mean, I don't watch. I don't think I've ever watched a single live on TikTok. Which maybe I need to start streaming live on TikTok. Also, I never thought about that. Maybe I need to start that. Yo, why Brazilians butt cheeks taking strays out here? What we do? No, listen. The cheek itch is not catching strays. Do what you will. I'm just saying that when I'm here, the only thing I use YouTube for is to watch some of my favorite podcasts, the occasional tutorial on things that I'm trying to learn, and I don't go to YouTube for cheekage. I just don't do that. Like, I'm not clowning on the cheeks themselves. I'm just saying that's not my preferred place to see cheekage. Is all I'm saying. Like, what we doing? Quentin in the building says, "What up, Brody? Hoping to see Kobe White have a triple double." Listen, that triple double has been eluding him. Better not see JC on the floor tonight when we could use the versatility of Phillips or even DT with the energy he brings. I just don't want to see JC where you will, especially because Dalen Terry apparently isn't playing today. So TL made it, said, who was the best draft pick or signing the front office has made? Love the jacket, bro. The best signing got to be DeMar DeRozan or Andre Drummond. Those are the 2 best signings, I would think. Lonzo Ball would have been that, but again, he hasn't been able to stay healthy. But I think those are the 2 best signings by far. as far as the best draft pick, I mean, you got to say Io DeSumo so far by this front office, right? Dalen Terry still got some things to work on. We haven't seen enough of Julian Phillips. Patrick Williams is really inconsistent. So I would have to say it's probably Io DeSumo so far. Guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. It's sad that Javon Carter can do no wrong, gets minutes every game, even though he's bad on defense and never takes shots when he's open. Free Dalen, please, Billy. Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is that they paid Javon Carter guaranteed money. The politics of basketball sometime went out, unfortunately. Do you think Alex Caruso will re-sign with the Bulls or want to show on a contending team? Well, that's a great question, Sydney. I mean, from what I feel from Alex Caruso, I do think that he'll re-sign with the Bulls, but here's what I'll say. If the Bulls can't risk it, if they get up to trade, because keep in mind, he can sign a contract extension anytime once the NBA calendar flips, which is the start of free agency. He can sign a new contract with the Bulls from that point on until the end of next season. But to me, if you get closer to that trade deadline and and you can't agree to him on an extension, I feel like you kind of got to look at moving him at that point in time to get some type of assets back, in my opinion. But this is AK in the front office. Who knows what's going to happen? I think we only play the Wizards 3 times instead of 4. Also the Hawks 3 times, and there's another bad team too. Nets maybe 3 times. I guess our lousy luck holds true this year. Hey, it is what it is. I never really knew how high of an elevation the Jazz played at. Just makes the MJ flu food poisoning game all the more impressive. It really does. It really does. Mario P. Haize, the algorithm works for you with Bears, though. I know I'll get the info on the QB situation from you. Now, we appreciate that, man. Listen, Bear Central has grown. I think Bear Central, since the end of the season, has grown like 3,000 subscribers. The fact that Bear Central and Bull Central, there's only like 4,000 subscribers difference between the two of them is crazy, because that just shows the growth. Because coming into this year, I believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, that Bear Central, I think, was at like 8,000 coming into the start of the season, and Chicago Bulls Central was at like 12,000. So like it's crazy to see the growth, man. Haize had to stop and think for a second before he answered about the Brazilian cheekage. Bro has definitely been on the booty side of TikTok. What is there booty talk? Is that a thing? I see. No, I honestly haven't. Most of my social media algorithm is geared just towards sport. Like that's all I see is sports. That's originally how I even use like social media. So Kobe White should win MIP. Everyone's saying Maxey, but to me, was good last year, and Kobe has elevated his all-around game. Lil Fam, I don't know if you're here to kind of towards the beginning of the stream, but I actually basically said exactly that and went over the numbers. I think by the name of most improved, Kobe White has improved more than what Maxey has improved from last season. Who was out here? YouTube is one hand and they're glizzy on the other. That's wild. That's YouTube in one hand, glizzy in the other. That is crazy. There was a recent article about Halliburton and his recent struggles from the Pacers report since his injury. His assists have gone down, and teams are starting to figure out how to keep them in check. Yeah, I mean, listen, I still think talent overall wins out, and I think that Pacers team is an extremely talented team. So we'll see. OTR says, did this front office not draft Kobe, or was that before Acme came in? Yeah, so Garpax drafted Kobe White. I think, was Kobe White their last draft pick? Or was Wendell Carter after Kobe? I can't remember. But so yeah, Garpax drafted Kobe White. Oh, I didn't even think about Alex Caruso. I didn't think about the Caruso piece of it. Here's what I'll say though. Caruso also, in my opinion, was a better signing than Caruso. But here's the thing. I don't know if I could say Caruso's the better signing. Yes, he has a great impact, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy. Now, he's way healthier this season. When you look at everything, DeMar DeRozan has been almost the picture perfect health since coming to the Chicago Bulls as well. Alex Caruso's been up and down as far as injuries. Now, he's been great. Don't get me wrong. And the impact that he has defensively, stepping up his three-point, is shooting overall this year has been great. But first year, 41 games played. Second year, 67 games played. This year so far, 52 games played. So It's just we'll see, man. We'll see. But I can't knock you if you say Caruso. I can't knock if that's your opinion on that at all. Speaking of which, we can we use Caruso on the trade before the draft to get 2 more firsts in this next draft? Technically, yeah, but I don't think that they will. Mario P says, "How did LeBron let AC walk? I don't think that LeBron had that much control and cost them 1 and 2 rings. No, I'm sorry. Even with that team, they weren't winning any titles the last couple of years, even with AC. We haven't even played the Wizards. Is that we haven't played the Wizards yet? Why do I think we played the Wizards early in the season? We didn't play the Wizards yet. Hey, listen, I don't care. They suck anyway. Like the Bulls better beat the damn Wizards. Let's hope that they beat the Wizards when they play. Listen, every time I say the Bulls better beat somebody, we end up getting our asses kicked. So let me shut the hell up and just say the Bulls need to play a solid game. That's what I'll say. How about that? How about that? Sydney says, "Do you think the Bulls are better than the record this year, given their injuries?" Yeah, I think so. Like when you look at everything that's happened with the Bulls season so far, not to say that other teams haven't had their own injury concerns and things like that, but it definitely has hurt the momentum of this Bulls team. Some people would say that it helped in some ways as well. Is there a reason why the Bulls are running so few off-ball actions? Other teams' offenses usually have way more off-ball movement. That I mean, listen, Joe, you've been here for the longest. You know, I've been talking about the Bulls and the lack of off-ball movement for 2.5 years. I don't know why we don't. Last season, last couple of seasons, it was like Javonte Green and Alex Caruso were the only players moving off the ball consistently. Now we're getting Io doing it more consistently now this season. We still got Caruso doing it. Julian Phillips does a good job at it at times as well, but yeah, that's about it, man. Sengun dropping 45 and keeping Wemby to 10 points kind of makes me think the media will push him. One game won't do that. It won't. Let's see. Do you think it's realistic to say that Wemby wins both Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year? I don't care for the Spurs, but he's been on as an individual player. I do think that there's definitely a chance for that. Rookie of the Year for sure, but what he's done defensively, especially with the block shots, I think that there's a chance that gets him in. What's the word, King? Hopefully we get this W. Shout out to my brother Corn. I hope we get this W as well, brother. Yeah, I just looked too. Yeah, we haven't played them yet. That's crazy that we haven't played the Wizards yet. Oh, we got the starters out. Let's go ahead and refresh. Let me see the starters for tonight. I trust you guys, but I just like to read it off their own tweet. Same starters tonight: Kobe White, Io, DeMar, Alex Caruso, and Nikola Vucevic are your starters for tonight. Let's see who's going to get off that rotation and off the bench. The Southeast Division with Wash and Charlotte. Wish we were in that division. That's funny. We'd still find a way to suck. Bro thinks the media are going to push the narrative to downplay Wemby. I laugh my ass off. He's the new golden child. I didn't think about it that way. Speaking of Sengun, I saw in the YouTube comments the Turkish fans really like seeing how the Bulls were hugging and cheering OB. Apparently, the Houston fans aren't nice to Sengun. I listen. I'm not in tune with that fan base, so I can't really speak to that. But hey, listen. Hey, if Sengun doesn't feel appreciated over there, go ahead and come over to Chicago. Go ahead and come to death row. We'll take care of you over here, man. Mocheek says we're about to leapfrog the Pacers. They're 5 games above us. It's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. Is Patrick Williams out for the whole season? Yes, he's out for the remainder of the season. He will not be coming back. Why is my work chat going off? All right. I wonder if the exhaustion has something to do with the lack of ball movement. That's funny. Nah, we never really consistently move without the ball, even at the start of the season. In hindsight, would you have wanted that P. Will and Vooch for good? That trade was never actually on the docket. It was never there, and the Bulls would have had to give up a bunch of first round picks, even if they were going to take that. So no. Halfway to death. Shay in the building says, "Hey, I'm light as hell, but hey, I'm half Nigerian and I'm black, so that's on time." No, what? Listen, that whole using black to be late thing, we got to stop that. That's not true. We got to stop that. Got to stop that. Being late is a lack of respect. No, I'm just. Let me not get on the highway. I'm just talking shit to you, Shay. So question, Haize, whatever happened to Javante? I haven't heard anything about him since he was last. He just got healthy. I think he played a G League game like a week ago where he scored like 25 points, but he literally just got healthy. Haize, do you think next season will be Ask Me Last Chance? No, they're going to be here for a while. They're going to be here for a while. Houston is a hellhole. How is a city in Texas hot as Hades and still humid as fuck? It's awful. City's lame too. Was just there. Jesus, what city do you like, Archangel? Mario P, that's honestly wild. If he doesn't feel appreciated over in Houston, I think every Bulls fan in existence would love to have him in Chicago with OB and Io and Kobe White. A Kobe White, Alfred Sengun pick and roll. Man, listen here. Listen here. Do they want to slightly use Patrick Williams? Would they take a slightly used Patrick? I love Patrick, but if you tell me we can get Alfred, I listen. That's all I got to say on that one. But all right, y'all, man. I appreciate you guys so much, man. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. Pause. If I did that more, I wouldn't have 4 kids. But I love you guys, man. We'll make sure you guys stay tuned in. We'll be back at halftime to break down what's going on. Let's hope the Bulls take care of business today and get this dub against the Utah Jazz. It's gonna be a tough game for the Bulls, right? And I say that all the time because this Bulls team can play down to nobody. They can't play down to nobody. They just can't. And they have to come in. And like I said, I would love to see the Bulls first before anything else in this game. Set the tone defensively first. Hang your hat on defense. This is a bad enough defensive team that I think, or the Jazz are bad enough defensively. I think the Bulls are going to be able to get going offensively regardless. Set your tone defensively first. Let's do that first. And let's see what we can get, man. All right, I love you guys, man. Make sure you guys stay tuned in. Follow the show at Shy Bears. Follow the show at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. BullCentralPod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. Thanks to you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all.